Good morning, class.
Morning, ma'am.
Yeah, sorry,
Good morning, ma'am.
I'm just joining.
Good morning,
Good
ma'am.
morning, ma'am.
Morning, good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Last time we had done regarding sequence diagram and collaboration diagram, right? So today we will be talking about activity diagram. I'm just sharing my screen. Right? Uh, Everybody is able to see my screen?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So today we'll be talking about activity diagram. So I'm just going to. So this is what they have given you in your practical book. The activity diagram is similar to flowchart. So it is a similar diagram as a flowchart. Many of you must be knowing what is a flowchart. So it is used to represent the flow from one activity of the system to another activity. The activities are nothing but the operations of the system. The control flow is drawn from one operation to another, right? For creating an activity diagram, so in our case, this is how activity diagram is made. So this is your starting point. Then you log in, whatever they have made. This is the activity, and the arrows or lines are given for connecting. Then they are saying enter name and password, and there is a condition checking. This is the diamond is for condition checking or if else, right? So if your name and password are correct, then so you will go here login successful if they are valid. If they are invalid, you will go back to enter name and password, and after if it is login successful, you will stop. This is a stop symbol, right? So if I have to show you activity diagram, if I have, so activity diagram is like this, right? So they are given you uh, the benefits of activity diagram represent and demonstrate the logic of an algorithm. So if you want to demonstrate a logic of an algorithm, like in a flowchart, you demonstrate the logic of your program or algorithm. Same way in this also you can demonstrate the logic of the algorithm. Describe the steps performed in UML use case. Illustrate a business process or workflow between users and the system. Simplify and improve any process by clarifying complicated use cases. Model software architecture elements such as method, function, and operation you can implement on the activity diagram, right? So the basic components, you have action, you have decision node, control flow, start node, and end node. So if you have to show, this is your start symbol, this is your activity symbol, right? Whatever activity is happening, so it represents the beginning of a process. So this is the start, this is the activity, right? Description in this, and this is the connector, the lines which shows the direction of the flow. There is also a
Sorry to
joint.
interrupt, ma'am.
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt, ma'am, but your voice is echoing, ma'am. Echo हो रहा है पूरा.
इको हो रहा है आपको इको हो रहा है? Everybody is getting echoing of the voice, or my voice is echoing?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Maybe your device, or you are keeping some device. Have you opened two devices simultaneously?
No, ma'am, no, ma'am.
Then only
Maybe
echoing is there.
there is problem on my.
I have no idea
Network
because
issue.
आपके पास
हो
कोई
गया मैम,
डिवाइस
डन.
हो
ये
ओपन तो नहीं
जी
है?
मैम, हो गया मैम मेरा. मे बी मैंने ईयरफोन वापस लगाया तो अब ठीक लग रहा है. सॉरी मैम.
ओके. सो आपका ये यू हैव अ कनेक्टर सिंबल, right? Which is giving you the directional flow. This is your join symbol or synchronization bar, where you are showing that two activities are simultaneously coming at one position and one activity will be coming out. Concurrent activities, if you want to show. This is one activity is coming and two activities are coming out of the, this is fork symbol. This is joint symbol, this is fork symbol. Split a single activity flow into two concurrent activities and combine two concurrent activities and reintroduce them to a flow where only one activity occurs. So these are again two symbols. Then there is a decision symbol where you will give if else condition, branching, right? And this is note if you want to give a note. These symbols are not necessary, so I'm not going for that. If you want to end a flow final symbol, that means if you want to end some activity in between without stopping, so there's some activity, then you can show it like this. Otherwise there is a stop symbol like this. This is your end symbol. In this, mark the end of the activity. This is important. Right now, activity diagram maps out process flows in a way that's easy to understand. So we are considering two examples. Activity diagram for a login page. Like many of the activities people want to accomplish online, checking email, managing finances, ordering clothes, etc., require them to log into a website. This activity diagram shows the process of logging into a website from entering a username and password to successfully log into the system. It uses different container shapes for activities, decision, and notes. So they have just given you an example like here. This is your start, right? They have given a note here. Client is registered. So they have given a note. They have attached that client is already registered. So client enters login name and password. This is the activity. Then a condition comes, correct login and password. Yes. So you correct, client logs in successfully. If no, then invalid login and password, and you go back to client enters login name and password activity. And if you successfully logs in, you go to client setting are displayed and then stop. And here again, note is given, client logs into the system. Note is given here. This is just an example, right? Then activity diagram for a banking system. So this is showing the process of either withdrawing money from or depositing money into a bank, right? So here again, start symbol, then check account, right? Withdrawal, deposit, right? You can also instead of check account, you can also say login to the account, and then you go for withdrawal or deposit, right? In an online banking, it will not be deposit. In a normal scenario, in a desk scenario, it will be check account and then withdrawal and then deposit. So withdrawal, if you have enough balance, then you can withdraw the amount. If you do not have the balance, you cannot withdraw the amount, right? So that condition has to be written here. The balance is greater than the amount, withdrawal amount, then you can withdraw. Otherwise you cannot withdraw. And then your account is updated, balance is updated, and stop. Same way in deposit, the amount is deposited and the balance of update is in the account is done, and stop. Just an example they are creating, right? So here also a word processing example has been given. So start, open word processing package, that is word file, right? You create a new file, create file, then save the file, then type the document. Then graphic, if graphic needed, open and use graphic package. If not, you will come here. If table needed, open, use spreadsheet, come back here. If not, then save the file and print the hard copy or exit Office Suite and stop. They've just given you some examples, right? This is how you create an activity diagram. Now, in our case, when we open our software, so whatever software you are using, so we will go to diagram. new diagram, and we will say activity diagram, and blank diagram we are taking. So this is the blank diagram. This is the this first we have to go to the initial node, that is the start node. This is your start node, right? So in the start node you can have a control flow activity added. So you can do that. So this is a activity you have added. So here you can write the activity, whatever activity you want, like we had said, enter name and password. If you are if it is a login and login flow you are showing. So enter name and password, right? This activity is there. Then after that you want to show the condition. Where is conditional? Condition I have to give myself. Is there no? This condition part is not there. This is the decision. So this decision I have taken, and to connect it, there may be decision here also. This is decision, yes. So I'll remove this one. So we'll put it here. So you can put the decision, whatever decision is here. You can put it here, what you want to write for the decision. I'm saying valid login is what we are saying. So if it is a valid login, you can show an action or an activity. So I'm showing an activity only, right? So one will be this, the other again like this, right? So here this is the valid one, login successful, right? And this is the invalid. So invalid login, we have to take it to the activity. Which activity? I'll write here, enter name and password. So I'll put it here only, back to, if it is invalid login, it will go back to this, and login successful, and then we can show another activity that, so I'm showing it here. Right, so the activity is home page is displayed, whatever the home page will be. Home page is displayed if you have logged in successfully, right? And after that we have to stop. Can you understand? End of the activity. How we have to make it?
Yes, ma'am.
This is what your activity diagram will be. It is similar to the flowchart only. This is how you make it. Now in your this there is one activity diagram. They have made it here. This activity diagram. This is the darkened circle only. They have put it here. So activity diagram for ATM bank ATM transactions. So ATM operations they are talking about. Verify ATM card and PIN. So they have put it here. Condition is if ATM card and PIN are correct, then ask for transaction. Otherwise, if it is incorrect, process cancel and show message and go back to verify ATM card and PIN here. Right? So correct, ask for transaction. Now see, ask for transaction have this thing. Can you see this? What is this? Which we have seen right now. This is known as
Fork, ma'am. This is a fork.
not fork, the other one, which is known as a. Do we have it here? Okay, I've closed that. No, here. So it was not fork, it was the other one. This one, joint symbol. Combine two okay, it is fork symbol, right?
It is fork.
It
Yes,
is
ma'am.
fork symbol. Split a single activity into concurrent
Yeah,
activities.
yes, ma'am.
So where were we? So this one is a fork symbol where we are asked for transaction, and there are multiple concurrent transaction. You can go for withdrawal, deposit, balance inquiry, or update PIN. So ask for withdrawal is there, ask for deposit is there, ask for balance inquiry, ask for update. So suppose the user selects this one, ask for withdrawal, right? So ask for withdrawal, you are giving the amount, right? So if the your balance is there or the amount is less than the balance, then you can say dispense cash and show balance and print receipt. Otherwise, it will say amount the balance is amount is not withdrawn because balance is less. Ask for deposit amount, so you will add the amount and it will show the balance and it will print the receipt. Ask for balance inquiry, again it will show the balance and print receipt. Ask for PIN update, so you will put the old PIN. If the old PIN is correct, then show the message for PIN update and it will update the PIN. Otherwise, it will go to the finish transaction that old PIN is not correct, right? And finish transaction and stop. Right? Any doubts in this? There are multiple transactions going on. The other one is the other one which we were talking about was this. If there are concurrent activities and you are bringing it to one activity, this is joint symbol. This is fork symbol where one activity is going to multiple activities. That is fork symbol, right? Any doubt in this? So in your this, they have asked you to, in session 5, they have asked you activity diagram for online banking system. Now, not ATM system we are talking about. We are talking about banking system. So what all things can you do in a banking system? What all things can you do in a banking system? So again, you will start with the initial node, right? You will put an activity. So what activity you want to put here? Login. In an online banking system, you first have to log in or not?
Yes, ma'am.
So login is the first activity you are doing. Then after login, you will check your valid login or not. So I'm just checking also your valid login. Have you you have a valid login or not? So I'm just giving there. valid login. Sorry, valid login is there. Then valid login will give you two activities. One is this and the other is this. So one is that you have successfully logged in, and the other is you have an invalid login. Anything you have given wrongly, your name or password or username or password, whatever. So it will say invalid login, and we'll go back to the activity. And the activity is login. So we'll go back to the login page if it is invalid login. Successful login, and we can also add here successful login and what page? Oh, sorry. And dashboard, or whatever you can say, dashboard displayed, right? Dashboard of the bank site is displayed, right? I'm just giving an example. You can change it according to your. So your dashboard is displayed here when you successfully log in. So now you can select the activities. What are the different activities which you can select? So I don't know. Merge node. We will take fork node. So the fork node, we are saying one of that is fund transfer. It will not accept like that. One of that is fund transfer. What all activities others you can do? Fund transfer.
You can do balance check, ma'am.
Pay utility bills.
Yes. Balance check you can do. I
Order.
should write statement rather than balance check.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Statement. Then you can do what else?
Add pay. Or only
So that will be in fund transfer only. We don't need to explain that what all things we do in right.
okay.
That will be
Create
part
note
of.
deposit.
In depositing money, you cannot do it through fund transfer. You can do UPI payments or bill payments or fund transfer, or somebody is transferring to your account. That you can do in online banking.
No, creating recurring deposit amount. That option.
You can open an account, and
New
that is
account.
also there. I'm just giving you an example, right? So you can do bill payment. So I'm not going for all the activities. I'm just giving you an example, right? So you can open a new account. You can apply for a credit card. All those things can be done. I'm just giving you a basic idea that these are the things you can do in online banking. So these are the different operations which you can do. If you are doing fund transfer, then there are multiple options which are there. So you will select that option. Suppose you are checking the statement. So you will check the statement, right? Then statement is printed. So this is the activity after this. I'm just giving you an example. Why it is not? The statement printed, right? And then we go to stop of the activity. Yes or no? I'm just giving you an example. Same way, if you have to do fund transfer, then you will select the payee, right? Transfer the fund, and the fund transfer is done and stop. Bill payment also, you will select the biller, the person whose bill has the company whose bill has to be paid, and then you will pay the bill and stop. Yes, that is what is a final activity, right? In a online banking system or not? Just hold on for a second. Right, any doubt in this? How to make an for this? If we go for, I don't know whether they on the internet. So here they have taken login, view account balance, right? Funds available, cash withdrawal, visit bank. So they it is not online banking actually. Online transfer, enter amount details.
Ma'am, I have one diagram in Excalibur, ma'am.
In what?
Regarding Excalibur, there is a website where we can make diagrams. So I have there a online banking system.
Okay.
Whole diagram.
You can show it if you want.
Let me share my.
Yeah.
Here it is now. Is my screen visible, ma'am?
Yes, yes.
So here it is. Start, then open banking
See,
portal.
start should not be that way. Start
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
hollow that filled circle should be there.
Yes, ma'am. This one.
Yeah. Yes. Black circle should be there.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
open online banking portal. Enter username and password. Okay. Then credential is valid. Okay. Yes or no. Display error message and go back to that. Okay. Then send OTP to registered mobile or email. Enter OTP valid. Then display error, show dashboard. Okay. So now the way you have shown select option. So if it is not there in select option, it should be fork operation. Multiple operations will be there.
Here wasn't a option here, na? There was only a line, so I made this like multiple.
This diamond is for condition.
Yes.
If that, so that's why I'm saying view account balance, transfer funds, View transaction history, update profile, log out, pay bills. Yes, this is fine. So again, end whenever you are showing end one. Okay, fine. It is okay.
Everything is going back to dashboard, ma'am.
No problem.
Fine.
It is fine.
Just the logout is end. Other than
Only
everything
log
is
out is you will be ending.
yes, ma'am. This one. Other than everything is going back to show dashboard.
It is fine. It is perfectly fine.
So I'm closing my screen share.
Mm. So either you can make that is a perfect way what you are showing. So that is one of the ways you are showing online banking system. Then there is online examination system. Now if you have to make a activity diagram for online examination system, for yesterday also we made the online examination system sequence diagram, remember? So for online examination system activity diagram, what all things we have to draw? Tell me.
Then first of all, there can be the login one, same as banking system.
Right.
Then in there will be like a student dashboard, something like that. And we can select exams to be given, to submit assignments. Like exam है तो फिर तो सिर्फ exam ही होगा. Like this, if exam available है तो उसका
there are multiple activities you can do. You can register for the exam. You can take the exam if on that particular date, right? The exam will be there. You can start the exam. You can register for the exam. There will be multiple options for the student, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So you can put the FOC activities there. He can register. He can take the exam. He can see the result, right?
Yes, ma'am.
वो फॉक एक्टिविटीज आप बना सकते हो. मल्टीपल एक्टिविटीज विल बी देयर. तो आप उस तरह से आप उसको एक्टिविटी बनाओगे. अगर वो एग्जाम ले रहा है तो ही विल पुट हिज आंसर्स एंड रिस्पॉन्सेज एंड दैट विल बी कंपेयर्ड एंड लेटर ऑन इन द रिजल्ट ही कैन सी द रिजल्ट, राइट?
Yes, ma'am.
और रजिस्टर में आप बना सकते हो ही विल पुट हिज डिटेल्स. मतलब he will select the exam and put his details and for a particular date and time registration of the exam, right? And if it is a paid exam, so you can also show that he has to make the payment for that exam and the exam is scheduled and stop, right? That is the way you can make it. So what have they made? Let us see. So they made this student and exam system. So student logins, starts login, the validation is done, valid login, so view information, otherwise invalid login, it goes back. View information, you are selecting a course, take the exam, submit the exam, view the result and log out. They have shown only this. I am saying you can make a FOC activity. You can register, you can take exam, right? And you can see the result. So you can make 4 activities in that, right?
Just like the last one, I have the same thing on the Excalibur, but it is very long in size, like lengthy about so.
So that's why I'm saying don't make it too lengthy. Make it compact and some activities you just have to, like here they are saying start from the examinee's point of view, start, apply for examination. This is registration part, right? show list of requirements, then complies the requirements, then confirms application and show the steps on getting the exam, then proceeds on getting the exam, requires the basic information, provides information, shows the exam form, take the exam and submit the answers, checks and records the answers, display the score and receive the score, and end.
Yes, ma'am. It is like this, almost same, but it's like एक के नीचे एक है तो वो बहुत लंबा हो गया है.
हाँ.
These are sideways. Under each other.
हाँ, तो उन्होंने साइडवेज बनाया है, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, आपको अपनी तरीके से देखना है. What Creately has made is okay. ये तो यूज केस डायग्राम है. Okay, so these are some of the examples of online. Can you understand what activity diagram is doing actually now?
Yes,
How do you make an activity diagram? So in your theory examination, you will not be doing it on a paper, right? Pen and paper. So always remember that you should know how to draw it with a pen or pencil, whatever you are using for drawing a diagram. If you are using pencil, then pencil or pen, whatever. By hand, you should know how to draw the diagram, right? In theory. So that is important. I am showing you on a software because in your practical the software is there, and you can use that software and you can draw. But in the theory examination, you should know that what type of diagram activity diagram is. It is a behavioral diagram or a dynamic diagram, and it is used to show the flow of activities going on in a system. It is showing you the operations of functions which are happening in the system, and it is a behavioral diagram. So and you can show that it is similar to a flow chart, and it explains the logic of the program or algorithm of the program. So that is what activity diagram is used for. So you should know the definition, the benefits of using it, because in theory you have to write the definition of what is an activity diagram, and they may ask you, give an example, so you have to draw the diagram, or they may tell you that draw a diagram for online examination, online banking, whatever they can tell you. So that is session number 5, activity diagram. Then is session number 6, state chart diagram. Now activity diagram and state chart diagram are similar, right? This is how this is made. State chart diagram is also similarly made. Only thing is here they are activities. Here we say they are states. State change into another state, right? So what is a state chart diagram? If we go for details here. So state diagram. So this was your activity diagram. The state diagram is also similar way. If you see here, so state diagram, at any given time an object is in a particular state. This transition from one state to the next state is represented by a state diagram. For example, a person can be a newborn, infant, child, adolescent, teenager, or adult, right? From one state you are going to another state. He's giving the state example that how you go from one state to another. You are newborn, then you become an infant, that is another state, then you become a child, that is another state, adolescent is another state. So he's giving an example of state. So transition is happening from one state to the next. A washing machine can be either in the soaking, washing, rinsing and spinning, or off state. So this is what they have shown here. So this is your start. Your washing machine is in soaking state, right? That means water is taken and the clothes are soaked. Then it goes to the washing state, right? After water has been, the clothes have been soaked in water, it goes to the washing state. Then it goes to the rinsing state, and then it goes to the spinning and then stop. Same way you are showing here. So this is one of the example they have shown, and another example which they have shown is this. So this is state transition diagram for ATM system. So you start, read ATM card, right? Card read successfully. Here you are not giving any condition. Like in an activity diagram, you are giving conditions. You will not have conditions here. You will only give states. So if it is successful, if you're reading reading ATM card is successful, then card read successfully, reading pin, right? And then if it is the first, it is reading the card, so card is invalid, so it will eject the ATM card. If card is read successfully, go to reading pin. It will if pin is invalid, it go to eject ATM card. If pin is valid, getting valid pin, right? Then getting valid pin will have choose operation. Then if you want to cancel the transaction, you can cancel it, it will eject the ATM card. Otherwise you can perform the operation. Performing operation, they are not showing which operation, just they are showing the activity. You will the operation is performed. If you want another transaction, you will again choose another operation, perform that operation, and when you are finished, you will go to finish and ejecting ATM card and stop. Can you see how they have done that? State transition diagram, right? So if we have to talk about the state transition diagram, so the name of the state diagram itself clarifies the purpose of the diagram and other details. It describes different states of a component in a system. The states are specific to a component or object of a system. State chart diagram describes a state machine. State machine can be defined as a machine which defines different states of an object, and these states are controlled by external or internal events. Activity diagram explained in the next chapter is a special kind of state chart diagram. As state chart diagram defines the state, it is used to model the lifetime of an object. So it is similar to an activity diagram, right? What is the purpose of state chart diagram? State chart diagram is one of the 5 UML diagrams used to model the dynamic nature of a system. They define different states of an object during its lifetime, and these states are changed by events. State chart diagrams are useful to model the reactive systems. Reactive system can be defined as a system that responds to external or internal events. So state chart diagram describes the flow of control from one state to another state. States are often defined as a condition in which an object exists, and it changes when some event is triggered. So the most important purpose of state chart diagram is to model lifetime of an object from creation to termination. So state chart diagrams are also used for forward and reverse engineering of a system. However, the main purpose is to model the reactive system, to model the dynamic aspect of a system, to model the lifetime of a reactive system, to describe different states of an object during its lifetime, and define a state machine to model the states of an object. Now, how to draw? They are saying state chart diagram is used to describe the states of different objects in its lifetime. Emphasis is placed on the state changes upon some internal or external events. These states of objects are important to analyze and implement them accurately. So state diagrams are very important for describing the states. States can be identified as the condition or of objects when a particular event occurs. So before drawing a state chart diagram, we should clarify the following points. Identify the important objects to be analyzed, identify the states, identify the events. So here they are saying following is an example of a state diagram where state of object, order object is analyzed. The first state is an idle state from where the process starts. The next state are arrived for events like send request, confirm request, and dispatch order. These are the events which will change the states. So these events are responsible for the state changes or order object. During the lifetime of an object, here order object, it goes through the following states and there may be some abnormal exits. This abnormal exit may occur due to some problem in the system. When the entire life cycle is complete, it is considered as a complete transaction as shown in the following figure. So the initial and final state of an object is shown in the following figure. So this is your initial, this is your initial, and this is your final. So start here your initial state. So first it is idle, right? So idle state is there, right? And then from idle state you are going, it is waiting for some event to occur. So event occurs that send order request. So order request comes, right? So when order request comes, you will select normal or special order. If some abnormal or activity or failure occurs, send order in order request, it will go to stop. to the final state. Otherwise, it will go to select normal or special order. So you will select with what kind of order you want. If order is confirmed, then order confirmation it goes to, and then after that dispatch order and transaction is complete and stop. So this is how they have shown it. So where to use the state chart diagram? For the above discussion, we can define the partial application of a state chart diagram. State chart diagrams are used to model the dynamic aspect of a system like other 4 diagrams discussed in this tutorial. However, it has some distinguishing characteristics for modeling the dynamic nature. State chart diagram defines the states of a component, and these state changes are dynamic in nature. Its specific purpose is to define the state changes triggered by events. Events are internal or external factors influencing the system. State chart diagrams are used to model the states and also the events operating on the system. When implementing a system, it is very important to clarify different states of an object during its lifetime, and state chart diagrams are used for this purpose. When these states and events are identified, they are used to model it, and these models are used during the implementation of the system. So the main usage is to model the object states of a system. To model the reactive system consists of reactive objects. To identify the events responsible for state changes, forward and reverse engineer. Right. So this is what they have given you. So again, if we go for making it, so again we are saying new diagram, and it is state machine diagram here. You can say state chart also, state machine also. So we are going for that. So this start, it is already coming. So you can select the state which is there, whatever state you want to here. So here, like in your book, they have given you this. So same if we make it. So this is reading ATM card. So if the ATM card is the correct or valid card is there, right? So it will have another activity. So valid card, another state change will be there. So if it is a valid card, that is card read successfully. So you are saying read pin. So now you have to read the pin. If it is invalid, then you are saying that eject the ATM card. Like this, right? You go to this activity. The reading pin also, if it is valid, right? If it is valid, then you will choose the operation. If it is invalid, again you will go back to the eject this. So they are saying if it is valid, so if it is valid, you will choose the operation. And if it is invalid, we are going back to eject card, right? You can write the what is happening here. We are writing invalid pin, right? You can also write for this also. This is invalid card. You can write here also valid card, and here you will write valid pin, right? You can write on for that, and then choose operation. You will perform the performing operation, or you can go to choosing another operation. So that is there. So after choose operation, you will go to next state, that is perform operation, whatever operation you are choosing. And if you want to continue another transaction, So you will go to choose operation, again back, like this they are showing. If you want another transaction, so here we are writing another transaction. You can show it like this. And here if we are talking about right, and then after this, after the operation is performed, you will go back to the eject card, and then after eject card you will say stop, transaction complete. Right, any doubts? Any doubts in this?
No, ma'am.
Right, this is how they have made it. Now in your book they have asked state chart diagram for online examination system. Or for online examination system, how will you make the state chart diagram? Again, you can make it like you have made this activity diagram. You will start, right, you will log into the bank, this examination system, right, the portal, right, you will open the portal, log in into the portal. If login is successful, then you will go to registering for the exam, taking the exam, and there are multiple states you can go to, right? Yes or no? Similar way you can make it, and seeing the result, so that you can make it here for state chart diagram for that. Can you do that? Online examination system,
Yes, ma'am.
right, like we talked about in the activity diagram, similar kind you can make it in the state chart diagram, right? And what about online fund transfer through net banking? Only on online fund transfer they are talking about. So you will log in to your net banking, yes, portal. If it is valid login with your username and password, then you will go to select fund transfer. Otherwise, you will go back to the login page again, right? Login again. So on selecting fund transfer, you will select the payee
I enter pay details of
and put the amount which you need to transfer, right? And after that, you will put your transaction password if you have that, or OTP or whatever. If it is correct, then the amount will be transferred. Otherwise, there is the amount is not transferred, and it goes back that you have entered the wrong OTP or wrong transaction password, right? And stop. This is how you will show online fund transfer through net banking. Only online fund transfer we are showing, nothing else, right? Yes or no?
yes, ma'am.
So is there any doubt in that? Yeah. this they have made we are just seeing this is a project somebody has done or online examination. Okay, this is DFD. I don't know whether it is showing the correct thing or not. This is, I think, activity diagram they have drawn. The activity diagram for online examination. What they have shown: start, login, admin login, assign teacher, define exam category and exam level, and stop. And teacher login. If admin entered, okay, teacher login, teacher entered. If no, teacher entered, teacher details, issue ID, teacher authorized, create question bank, modify or delete question bank entered, create test, modify or delete test, or create test created, confirm and stop, and here also stop. They have made multiple stops. You can make one stop also. So if it is not admin login, then you go, it is teacher login. If it is admin login, this is there. If it is teacher login, this is there. If it is student login, then this is there. View ID issued, appear demo exam and issue result, right? Attempt final exam, right? So this kind of a thing they have created. Otherwise, you will be issued student ID is issued to you if you are, right? Student ID issued, and this is what it is happening. And then enrollment, issue receipt and enrollment ID, assign attempt exam, issue fail result. Otherwise, enter enrollment ID, ID validation, attending test, right? And this the timeout is there, and display and print the result. And if no, then submit the paper and display and print the result. On timeout also you will go that, otherwise you can also submit it. That is what they are showing. And stop. They have done like this. Can you see that? This is one of the examples of online examination system. I don't know state chart diagram whether they have drawn this use case, sequence, multiple sequence diagram they have drawn for each activity. This is collaboration. Again, multiple collaboration diagram they have drawn. This is state chart diagram. So admin login, teacher assign, create question bank, right? Select question from question bank, create test, and stop. Admin login, enrolling student for test, student enrollment, pay fee, issue exam ID, appearing test, final test, display and print result, and issue exam ID when student is equal to viewer, appearing demo exam, finish test, and this is stop. This is they have made. Right? So this is also a good example if you want. This is somebody's project which they have created. Right? This is a class diagram they have made. This is a class diagram. Result, test, test record, question bank, teacher, viewer, student, enrollment, management, exam category and exam level are part of the question bank. Then they have made the component diagram. So this is also another example on script. There is this given. So can you understand what all are the different, what is a state chart diagram doing? Can you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Any
Yes, ma'am.
doubts?
No, ma'am.
So now our the different diagrams we have done are class diagram, use case diagram, sequence diagram, collaboration diagram, activity diagram, and state chart diagram. Right. In the next class, that is next Saturday, we'll be talking about component and deployment diagram. I'm just talking about that. We'll talk about that later.
So I have that state chart diagram for online examination.
Yes, if you want to show.
Share screen visible, ma'am.
Yes.
So here it is. But we have login. If invalid login, then it goes back to again to login. We have valid login, it goes to dashboard. Choose exam, select exam, instructions. Instructions are cancelled, again back to dashboard. Otherwise, it is start exam, answer questions, submit timer. Submit exam, then it goes to evaluate exam, display result, and end is another one. After displaying,
dashboard, you are log out. You are doing log out.
yes, ma'am.
It is also
There is
correct.
another one, but it is very long. Way too much details in there.
No problem. That is fine also. That is also fine. The online exam part you have done. So if you want to add that the person is not yet registered for a particular exam, you can also add registration part also.
Yes, ma'am.
That is there. It is okay. Not a problem. You can make actually in such a kind of a scenario when there are multiple, like admin will have some activities or some state chart diagram for will be separate for admin, separate for teacher, separate for student. So then in that scenario, when you have to actually make a project, then you will make such kind of a thing that you make separate activity state chart diagram for separate
Yes, ma'am. For each
users.
and every users.
Yes. But right now, though, we just have to show them a example. So this is what is better, right?
Yes,
So I'm just now we'll just go to one of the things I'm just sharing. I'm just talking about is like here in session number 8, you are asked one question like this. You have to implement the following class diagram in C++ or Java. Right? So this is your class diagram: university, school, faculty, student, program, and course. Can you see that?
yes,
Right? So how will you make a C++ code out of it? You do not have to show everything, just a dummy code you have to create. Can you understand what I am saying?
yes, ma'am.
First, you will create a class university, right? You will create a class school, you will create a class faculty, you will create a
मैम
class
इट्स लाइक दैट सारी की सारी क्लासेस बना के रख देनी है या फिर कोई
हाँ,
डायग्राम
पहले तो
इसमें तो
क्लासेस बना ली आपने, जस्ट अ कोड यू हैव रिटन फॉर द क्लासेस,
Okay.
राइट?
Yeah.
अब आपको इनको कनेक्ट करना है, यू हैव टू कनेक्ट देम.
Yeah, inheritance like those extend and all.
Yeah, you have to make the relationship out of them, right?
Yes.
So that thing has to be made. The object of this class has to be put in this, and this object has to be put in this if it is a two-way bi-directional.
Ma'am,
Right?
the functionality need not be implemented in the code.
No.
Only the
Not
connection
full-
we have to show.
Yeah, only the connection and the class component. Like in the fourth block, when we had done the fourth block, na, the implementation was given like that only, na, if you remember. no need to show any code for that. Only this implement, like class is there, teacher class is there, right? Can you understand?
Yes,
Student
ma'am.
and teacher. So what like student and teacher have a relationship. So this is how they have shown you class student, and this is the constructor of the student class, right? And in teacher class you are passing the student object here, the class student object here, and through that you are connecting to the teacher. A simple connection they are showing. Can you understand? Not the full code you have to show. There are certain softwares, I don't know whether it is there in this or not. There are certain softwares where you can convert your code into your diagram into code, like here, generate Java code, generate C++ code. Can you see that? Can you see that?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Yes.
But in theory exam, will we be asked questions like this, ma'am?
They will ask you in rare, they will not ask you this kind of a question. They will ask you just to show, just to implement one-to-one association example.
Okay. In any case, we can take and give a dummy code. Yeah.
Yeah, they will not tell you to code anything. They will just tell you how the relationship is shown. That's all. One-to-one or whatever, one-to-many. Can you understand what is done here? That's what I wanted to tell you. Now in this part, when we will be doing session 10, so here you have to create database tables out of them. So customer table will be there, order table will be there, and product table will be there, and order line table will be there. Can you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? So customer and order will have a connection. How will we connect the customer and order?
Foreign
The,
keys and
the order ID, you can have an order ID here. You can put order ID as the what?
foreign key.
As the primary key in order and foreign key in customer. Can you
Yes,
understand?
Yeah.
So that will be your connection. Same way, order and product. Order and product. So order and product, order ID is your this, and product ID is the primary key in product. But in order line, you are not connecting it like this. There is a third table, order line, where primary key are order ID and product ID, and foreign key are also order ID and product ID. Do you remember the fourth block? We had seen that in the fourth block. This kind of a thing. Post, student, and registered for, right? This kind of a thing is there. So you are making post table where primary key is postcode. You are making student table where student ID is the primary key, and you are making registered for table where postcode and post ID are the primary keys, and postcode and post ID are the foreign keys referring to the course and student table. Can you understand that?
Okay. Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
This is how you will do that question. Right? So this is what they have asked you to do. It's just an example. I'm just telling you, I'm just showing you that the fourth block is all about implementation, that how it is implemented in your this. So that is what we have to cater to. So you will be asked one question on that, how to implement it. So that is what they are talking about. So you should know basically you should know what the relationship one to many and one to one, how it is implemented. That's all. That is what we are concerned with, not much more. So if we go for the previous year question papers, so The latest one is December 2025. I'm not talking about the practical question paper. I'm talking about the theory question paper. Practical for those who are from on OL mode, it will be in Viva based format. Like in first semester, you must have attempted the practical. The same way it will be conducted for second semester also, right? But your theory examination, so this is your December 2025, the latest paper. Again, 100 marks, and question number 1 will be compulsory, which carries 40 marks, and you have to attempt any 3 from the rest. So you have total 5 questions. Question number 1 is compulsory, and from the rest leftovers 4 questions, you have to attempt any 3. 1 you can leave, right? So design suitably and hospital management system. This, remember, this question was there, and what you have to do is you have to design and draw a use case diagram, provide description for at least 2 use cases, and draw the class diagram. So in this case, you have to draw the use case diagram, 5 marks, provide description for at least 2 use cases, what do they do, and describe the class diagram of the system. This is 10 marks. Class diagram is 10 marks, right? This is one. And then D part is draw the sequence diagram also of the system, 5 marks. Then this is draw the state diagram for appointment process. If you have to, only the appointment process they are talking about. You have to draw the state diagram for appointment process, that in a hospital, if you have to go do an appointment, so only the appointment process you have to draw the state chart diagram. Can you see? And then they are asking, F is what is abstract class? Explain why abstract classes are created. What are boundary conditions? How are they dealt while designing the system? So this is first question, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, up to G. This is 40 marks, right? This is a compulsory. Then from second, third, fourth, fifth, you can attempt any 3. What are the different types of communication between objects? Explain with example, right? What are the features of synchronization in UML? Explain with an example. Explain the purpose of state chart diagram. They see. Now they are asking what is the purpose of state chart diagram? Give an example, right? Draw, third question is draw the component diagram for the online banking. So they can ask you to draw also. Draw the deployment diagram for ATM system, right? We'll be talking about component and deployment diagram in the next session. What are the advantages of sequence diagram? Explain with an example. They are asking you the advantages of sequence diagram. What are the advantages? So why it is used are the advantages. So for the sequence diagram, again, explain with an example. So I told you, you should know each diagram's definition, why it is used, and what kind of diagram it is, and the components of the diagram, and how to draw the diagram. So for giving an example, you should know how to draw the diagram, right? Then fourth is explain generalization, specialization relationship with an example. Describe the dynamic model with an example. What do you understand by a DFD, data flow diagram? Explain the use of DFD with an example. So DFD, data flow diagram, they are asking. Fifth is A, differentiate between coupling and cohesion. B, what is object ID? What are the advantages of using it? C, explain two-way association with design model. So two-way association they are asking. See how in design model you have to explain that. Differentiate between aggregation and composition. Also give an example for each. These are the questions which I've asked. Too many of diagrams have been asked. Too many diagrams have been asked in this. Yes. And if we go for June 2025, so in June 2025, it is what is OOAD? Briefly explain the advantages of OOAD. What is abstraction in OOAD? Explain why abstraction is used. Illustrate with an example. What is UML? Draw hierarchy UML diagram. So hierarchy of UML diagram is also there. That there are 2 types of UML diagram: structured and behavioral. So structure diagram, a class diagram and all that, object diagram, component diagram and deployment, and behavioral diagrams are your sequence, activity, communication, use case, whatever. What is inheritance? Explain the basic rules, semantic rules for inheritance. What is one-to-one association? Now here they have asked what is one-to-one association. Explain with an example. Also explain how one-to-one association are implemented. Can you see that? How they are implemented? So just a small code you have to show that this is how it is implemented. Just the structure of the code. So what is object modeling? What is the output of object modeling? Explain how an object diagram is created with the help of an example. What is use case diagram? Where we can use use case diagram. Explain the include dependency in use case with the help of an example. Explain an event, state and transition in context of state diagram with the help of an example. What is the basic purpose of drawing a component diagram? Draw component diagram for online banking system. Explain it. Make necessary assumptions. What is DFD? Draw DFD up to second level for online banking system. Also briefly explain the meaning of balancing a DFD. What is the need of a design documentation? What are different types of it? Also explain features of a good design document. Write short notes on the following: collaboration diagram, data persistent, mapping object classes to tables, and class diagram. You have to write short notes on that. Can you understand how you have been asked the questions? It may come or may not come. The implementation one may come or may not come. But in this paper, once it has come, so that is there. I'm just showing you. So you just have to show the structure, not the full code, and nothing has to be done. So again here also explain the basic principles used in OAD. How do these principles add flexibility and extensibility to the software? Categorize the following into class, object, generalization, aggregation. The book is a class, book, author. Book and author are a relationship, I think, association. Book and author, you can show association out of that. Printer will be class. Printer can be a class or an object. Student and MCA student will be generalization. Computer monitor, aggregation you can show. Computer monitor is part of a computer kind of a thing. So you can show that, right? What is state diagram? Write components of state diagram. Draw state diagram for online examination system. See, they have asked you this. What is association? What are different types of association? One-to-one, one-to-many, many-to-many. Explain with the help of example using UML diagram. Draw DFD up to level 2 for this. This was ABCD was your first question, which is compulsory, 40 marks. Then second, draw DFD up to level 2 for online examination system. Make necessary assumptions. Level DFD you have to make for level 2. Up to level 2. Draw class diagram for online examination. So they have asked you online examination generally here. What is use case diagram? Write the objective of use case diagram. Describe elements of use case diagram with the help of an example. What is system design? Explain the primary task performed during the system design phase. What is concurrency? Explain with an example. Also explain the need of concurrency management. What is design optimization? Explain its need. What is serialization? Where is it used and why? Explain how the object classes are mapped to database table. Now this, explain how object classes are mapped to database table. This is this one. This. This is the example of how object classes mapping association to tables. So how object classes are mapped to tables. This is how it is done. Can you understand? This is what they are asking. Explain how the object classes are mapped to database tables. Then write short notes on the following: question and coupling, dynamic model, synchronous, asynchronous data flow in DFD, and immutable association. Right? These kinds of questions have been asked in your theory paper. Any doubts in this?
Ma'am, mostly diagram will ask, right? Right, ma'am?
Mostly diagrams are asked, but theory portions are also there, like what are the principles of OAD, basic principles, right? Then what is a class, what is generalization, specialization, aggregation, association, inheritance, they can ask you that. What is in encapsulation, what is abstraction, they can ask you. What is abstract class, they can ask you. What is state chart, state diagram, the definition of that diagram, what is the purpose of that diagram, what are the components of that diagram, and they may ask you to draw the diagram, right?
Okay.
Then they
Okay.
may ask you DFD also, that is also there. Then in design, you should know what is system design, what is design document. So there are different questions. What is concurrency, what is persistent object, right? What is serialization? So there are different questions. They may ask you in from some topic, they may not ask you in another question paper some topic, but you should know the topic. That is the point. But for the diagrams, it is definite that they may ask you the definition of the diagram, they may ask you the purpose of the diagram, they may ask you to draw the diagram. That is definite. And that can be any diagram. They may ask you class diagram, they may ask you state chart diagram, they may ask you component diagram, they may ask you deployment diagram. It can be any diagram to draw, right? So this is it. But you also have one more thing, because like you must have attempted your first semester practical exam, but for the ODL mode student, not for OL, not for you. If you are OL, it is not for you. The ODL mode, they have to attend, they have to go to a center, they will be allotted a center, and they have to draw, like here they are asking, draw a collaboration diagram for online banking system. It carries 20 marks and Viva versus 5 marks. So they have to draw there. They will be provided a software at the center on computer, or they may draw on a paper, I don't know, right? And web technologies, they in web technologies in section 2, they are saying create a user table into the database and bind the user entity with Spring Security for login. So such kind of question paper is asked, right? But for you, those who are for online mode, it is basically Viva based, like you have attempted in the first semester, right? Any doubts?
In Viva based exam, ma'am, that we have to like draw the diagram, we have to show like that, or we have to just give the definition.
They may ask you the definition and different things about the diagram, or about the topic OAD and all that.
Okay.
A Viva based format will be there, right? So they will ask you questions on that only.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Haven't you attempted the first sem?
Yes, ma'am. I have attended.
So what, you were asked questions, or what were you done?
No, only ask question, ma'am.
So that is the same pattern.
Okay.
Same pattern for this also.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, thank you.
Any other doubt? Whatever we had done today.
No, ma'am, no doubt. Don't fear that.
So should we end the class, or if you have doubt, we can continue. Everybody has submitted their assignment. Anybody is left to submit? The date has been extended. And all those who have not submitted the lab records, which are there for the assignment, please, if you can, just go to your LMS portal and try to resubmit it, attaching your lab record with your assignment only. Make one file and submit it. If you can resubmit it again, because date has been extended up to 31st, right?
Ma'am, I was asking that for every diagram there, what are the things that are like should be known at least?
Known means what?
Like if they ask about any diagram, like class diagram or activity diagram, what are the things that are likely to be asked, like definitions,
Then that's what I
advantages,
told you.
disadvantages?
No? You should know the definition, the purpose, why that diagram is used, what kind of diagram it is, whether it is a structural diagram or a behavioral diagram. There are two types of UML diagrams, right? So you should know the definition of the diagram, what is the purpose or advantage of that diagram, what type of diagram it is, and how to draw that diagram. This is
Okay,
what you
so,
should know for every
so
diagram.
definition, type and purpose, advantages, disadvantages, and diagram symbols.
Yes.
And, okay.
The drawing is important, so that for all the diagrams it is important that you should know what is the definition of that diagram, what purpose that diagram is fulfilling. So if you know the purpose, the advantages will automatically be the purpose only,
Yeah,
right?
yes.
Generally. So and the disadvantage doesn't matter, but if you know the disadvantage, it is okay. But and how to draw that diagram, the components of the diagram you should know, that these are the things you use to draw that diagram, right?
Yes, ma'am. Clear.
Everybody has put their name and enrollment number in the chat box for attendance. Anybody is left, please put your name and enrollment number in the chat box for attendance. And I've also told you that in the lab records, if those who are resubmitting it, those who want to resubmit it, please, I'm just sharing my screen again. What are your lab records? Those who still don't know, your lab book, that is MCSL, this 222. This MCSL 222, MCSL, L means lab. This lab has two sections. Section 1 is object oriented analysis and design, and section 2 is web technologies, right? So in section 1 you have this book. This is your book, and the session wise questions are your lab records. So if you go here, the questions we were doing right now, those questions I'm talking about. So these session 1, so any one class diagram you draw, an object diagram, and this object diagram and one class diagram, right? Session 2, draw any one use case diagram. Session 3, draw any one sequence diagram. Session 4, draw any one collaboration diagram. Session 5, draw any one activity diagram. Session 6, draw any one online examination or state chart diagram, any one. Session 7, draw one component diagram, one deployment diagram. And session 8 is the code. So you make a code, any one, so you can show this, right? So session 19 and 20 in question number 19 and 20 in session number 8, you make any one. So either you make for this class diagram the code, or the diagram which is given in your book. For that you have to make the code. So you take this only, any one you have to do. Session 9 also only one you have to implement, either this or this, right? And session 10 is this. That's all. One question from each topic. That is your lab record. So what if those who have still want to resubmit it or still want to submit it, what you will do is section 1 and your assignment questions which are there in your assignments in the practical. So if we open the here, so if we open the assignments, this is only for practical, only for MCSL 222, and the practical, the other practical MCSL 223 maybe your practical, I don't know. So MCSL 222, if you open, the assignment. So these are your question for MCSL 222. So you see here, your lab records will carry 40 marks. Can you see that? 20 for each section. So section 1 OAD. So you will draw the use case diagram and deployment diagram on online shopping. This is question number 1. Question number 2 is draw class diagram for online shopping. This is question number 2. So what you will do in question 1, right? You will give the answers to that. Then question 2, you will give the answers to that for section 1, right? For section 1 you have done that. So this is section 1 you are talking about. So this is section 1, that is OAD, right? You have done. Now lab records for section 1 after that. And I have told you that for this you can have a Word file, a soft copy can be given. Section 1, the answer to this, the diagram will be here, the diagram for question 2 will be here. Lab records, for the lab records you have session 1 question. So any one question on class diagram you will draw here. Then session number 2, the object diagram. Session 3, this, that, state chart and all that. This will be your first section. Then after that, after you have completed the lab records of section 1, then section 2 will come for you. Section 2 is web technologies. The question of web technology you will do here, right? Assignment question, and then the lab records of section 2. This way you make one Word file, right? Because you have to show the diagram here, so you can paste the diagram here, question 2 diagram here, again session 1 diagram, paste it here, question 2 diagram here, and again in section 2 in web technologies you have to show the code and the screenshot of the output, and again the lab records will be the same. Can you understand? And convert it into a PDF and submit it on your LMS portal. That is what you have to do.
So, ma'am, we need to merge both files, right? One is the lab assignments and one is the lab records. Both files.
Means I am saying you make one Word document.
One document file for both, right?
Yeah. You cannot submit separately. You have to make it one.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Those who have submitted, so if you want to resubmit it, you can resubmit it, and those who have still to submit, they can submit. It is 31st of May, right? Mitali, are you speaking?
Yes, ma'am. The diagrams should be handwritten, or it can. The diagrams.
Diagrams for the practical assignments, it is not required to be handwritten. You can give a soft copy. That means you can copy paste from your software.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Right. And for the theory, in the theory, yes, what you can do is it is handwritten. In theory, it is handwritten. But if you do not want to draw the diagram, what you can do is you can take a paper and paste the diagram there, or you can copy the diagram there, whatever.
Okay, ma'am.
And print it, whatever.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Ma'am, type also can do, right? For assignment.
For theory, typed assignments are generally not allowed. It should be handwritten, generally.
Okay.
Only practical it is allowed, that because you have to give the code, you have to give the screenshots. That's why it is allowed for the practical.
Ma'am, I'm asking for lab assignment only.
Lab only I'm talking about. It is allowed that you can give the soft copy. That means your Word file or whatever. Not handwritten is required. For practical, you are allowed, it is not required that you should write. Because it is too long, na? You cannot write the code, so long code. You cannot draw the different diagrams for so long. But in theory, you have to write it. In practical, it is soft copy. You are not required to write.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
So attendance is complete for everybody. Anybody is left? Should we end the class now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Any doubts anybody is having?
No, ma'am. That's okay.
So I'm ending the class now. So we will meet in the next class, that is next Saturday, right? And we'll talk about the next things which are there, right? Next diagrams which are there.
Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, I'm just closing the session. Maybe your another class may be there at 2 p.m. You can join that at around 2 p.m. if you have another class, right? So I'm closing right now.
Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome. Take care.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Welcome.